You're probably still using ChatGPT or Claude, and you might even be wondering if this whole Grok thing is just another AI hype train. Well, I've been deep diving into xAI's latest model for weeks now, testing both the $30 and $300 plans and every single feature. Here's what I discovered. Grok 4 isn't just another ChatGPT competitor, it's doing things that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about AI assistants. Welcome back to Bitbiased.ai, where we do the research so you don't have to. So in this video, I'm going to show you every feature Grok 4 has to offer, including the mysterious heavy mode that most people don't even know exists. We'll explore the real-time web search that actually works, the voice mode that can see through your camera, and I'll share the exact strategies I use to get the most out of this $300 per month beast. By the end of this, you'll know whether Grok 4 is worth your hard-earned money, and more importantly, you'll master techniques that can transform how you work with AI. Let's start with something that'll blow your mind. Grok's ability to browse the internet in real time. Introduction to Grok 4. Picture this. You're asking an AI about breaking news, stock prices, or the latest tech developments. But instead of getting that frustrating, "I don't have access to real-time information" response, your AI assistant actually goes out, searches the web, and comes back with fresh, accurate data. That's exactly what Grok 4 does, and it's just the beginning. Grok 4 positions itself as a truth-seeking AI companion. And trust me, that's not just marketing speak. This system comes packed with advanced reasoning capabilities, coding expertise, and vision processing that can literally see what you're showing it through your camera. But here's where it gets interesting. Grok 4 offers a massive 256,000 token context window, which means you can feed it entire reports, lengthy email chains, or even multiple chapters of documentation without it losing track of a single detail. What makes this even more impressive is how clean and intuitive the interface feels. Whether you're on the web app or mobile, you'll see buttons for voice mode, create images, and edit images right there alongside your chat box. Everything feels natural and accessible, but wait until you see what's happening behind the scenes with that heavy mode feature. We'll get to that game changer in just a moment. Plans and access. Before we dive deep into the features, let's talk about how you actually get your hands on Grok 4, because the pricing structure might surprise you. There are actually several paths, and choosing the wrong one could cost you more than necessary. If you're already paying for X Premium Plus at $40 per month, you can simply tap the Grok icon in X's sidebar to access Grok 4. It's that simple. Alternatively, you can download the dedicated Grok mobile app for iOS or Android and log in with your existing X account. No additional setup required. But here's the most straightforward approach. Head directly to grok.com and grab a Super Grok subscription. The standard plan runs $30 per month and unlocks all the core Grok 4 features we're about to explore. The real-time search, voice mode, coding support, and that impressive context window. Everything you need to get serious value from this AI. Now here's where things get expensive, but incredibly powerful. For $300 per month, you get Grok 4 Heavy with multi-agent processing. I know that sounds like a lot of money, and honestly, it is. But when you understand what heavy mode actually does, running up to 32 parallel AI models on your single prompt, you'll see why some professionals consider it worth every penny. We'll break down exactly when heavy mode makes sense and when you're better off sticking with the standard plan. Core features of Grok 4: native tool use and real-time search, deep search. Here's something that'll change how you think about AI limitations forever. Most AI assistants feel like they're trapped in a time bubble, right? They know things up to their training cutoff, but ask them about yesterday's news or current stock prices, and you hit that wall. Grok 4 demolishes that wall completely. This isn't just about having internet access. Grok 4 was actually trained to use tools like a web browser and code interpreter as naturally as it uses language. xAI calls this deep search, and it's like having a research assistant that never gets tired and never forgets to check multiple sources. Watch this in action. Ask Grok, "What's the latest news on renewable energy investments?" And you'll see something magical happen. Instead of giving you generic information, Grok will actively search across web sources and even dive into X posts, then synthesize everything into a comprehensive, up-to-date summary. It's not just scraping headlines, it's analyzing content and connecting dots across multiple sources. But here's a pro tip that most people miss. Be specific with your search requests. Instead of saying, "Search for information about Tesla," try "Search for Tesla's Q4 earnings report and analyst reactions." The more targeted your request, the more valuable Grok's research becomes. You'll often see Grok annotate its responses with details about which sites it consulted, giving you transparency into its research process. What's really impressive is that this real-time search capability is built on enterprise-grade compliance standards, SOC 2, GDPR, and more. This means you can use Grok for sensitive business research without worrying about data security issues. Extended context window. Let me show you something that'll completely change how you work with long documents. Remember how traditional AI models would start forgetting earlier parts of your conversation after a few exchanges? Or how you'd have to break up large documents into smaller chunks? Those days are over with Grok 4. This system can handle approximately 256,000 tokens in a single context window. To put that in perspective, that's hundreds of thousands of words, roughly equivalent to several books worth of content. I've personally tested this by feeding Grok entire business reports, lengthy email chains, and even complete code bases, and it maintains perfect awareness of every detail throughout our conversation. Here's a real-world example of why this matters. Imagine you're analyzing a complex legal contract alongside related correspondence and background research. Instead of summarizing sections and losing context, you can dump everything into Grok and ask sophisticated questions that require understanding relationships between different parts of the documentation. Grok will reference specific clauses, cite relevant emails, and maintain awareness of how everything connects. This massive context window transforms Grok from a simple chat assistant into a comprehensive analysis partner. You're no longer working within the artificial constraints that plague other AI systems. You're working with a system that can hold as much information as you need to throw at it. Think mode and advanced reasoning. Now we're getting to something truly fascinating. Most AI interactions feel rushed, right? You ask a question and boom, instant response. But what if you could tell the AI to actually take its time and think through complex problems more carefully? That's exactly what Think Mode delivers. When you enable Think Mode, something interesting happens behind the scenes. Grok doesn't just generate its first response. It actually spends additional computational time planning, analyzing, and refining its approach. It's like the difference between someone blurting out an answer versus someone taking a moment to consider all angles before responding. This becomes incredibly powerful for complex scenarios. Let's say you're working through a multi-step engineering problem or trying to debug a particularly tricky piece of code. With Think Mode enabled, Grok will break down the problem systematically, check its own reasoning at each step, and often catch potential errors before presenting its final answer. The magic happens through large-scale reinforcement learning training, which means Grok can essentially walk you through its logic line by line. You'll notice responses take longer, sometimes significantly longer, but the quality improvement is remarkable. It's the difference between getting a quick answer and getting a thoughtful, thoroughly analyzed solution. Here's when to use Think Mode, whenever accuracy matters more than speed. Complex calculations, strategic planning, detailed code reviews, or any scenario where a wrong answer could be costly. The extra thinking time often prevents you from having to go back and forth with corrections. Voice mode and vision integration. This is where Grok 4 starts feeling like science fiction. Voice mode isn't just speech to text with a robotic response. It's a natural conversational experience with emotional tone and clarity that makes interactions feel genuinely human-like. But here's where it gets incredible. Grok's voice can use your camera to see and understand your environment in real time. Point your phone at something, a handwritten note, a complex diagram, a broken appliance, and just say, "Hey Grok, can you help me with this?" Grok will analyze what it's seeing and respond with context-aware insights. I tested this extensively, and the results consistently impressed me. I showed Grok a handwritten Hokkien phrase, and within seconds, it not only translated the text, but explained the cultural context and slang meanings. I pointed it at a technical diagram, and it walked me through each component and how they interconnected. This combination of voice and vision creates entirely new possibilities for hands-free learning and problem-solving. Imagine walking through a museum and asking Grok to explain artifacts you're looking at, or troubleshooting equipment problems by showing Grok what you're dealing with. It's like having an expert consultant who can see what you see and respond in real time. The voice quality itself deserves recognition. It's not the flat, robotic speech we're used to from AI systems. There's natural intonation, appropriate pacing, and even emotional context that makes conversations flow naturally. Image generation and editing, coming soon. While we're focused on current capabilities, there's something exciting on the horizon that's worth understanding. Grok 4 is expanding beyond text and voice into full creative territory with image generation and editing capabilities launching by August 2025. This isn't just another text-to-image tool. It's being built as part of Grok's integrated ecosystem. Instead of switching between different applications for chat, research, and creative work, you'll be able to generate visuals directly within your conversation flow. Ask Grok to create an infographic based on research it just conducted, or generate concept art for a project you're discussing. The Aurora image generator, which powers this functionality, is designed to handle everything from quick meme creation to sophisticated design concepts. Early examples from xAI show impressive results: detailed technical illustrations, artistic interpretations, and even complex scenes that require understanding multiple visual elements. What makes this particularly interesting is how it integrates with Grok's other capabilities. You could research a topic using DeepSearch, analyze the findings with Think Mode, and then create visual representations of your conclusions, all in a single conversation thread. This transforms Grok from an AI assistant into a comprehensive creative and analytical workspace. Coding and analysis. Support for developers and technical professionals, Grok 4 represents a significant leap forward in AI-assisted programming. This isn't just about generating code snippets. It's about having a sophisticated development partner that understands context, best practices, and real-world implementation challenges. Grok 4 Code, the specialized variant, demonstrates fluency across more than 20 programming languages, from Python and JavaScript to C++, Java, Go, and beyond. But what sets it apart is how it approaches coding problems. Instead of just generating isolated functions, Grok understands project architecture, can suggest refactoring approaches, and provides debugging assistance that considers your entire codebase context. I've been testing this extensively with real projects, and the results are impressive. Early benchmarks suggest Grok 4 Code maintains a 5 to 8% accuracy advantage over other AI coding tools, which might not sound dramatic, but translates to significantly fewer frustrating debugging sessions. When you're deep in a complex project, having an AI partner that consistently provides reliable, contextual assistance becomes invaluable. The command line tool integration deserves special mention. You can literally run terminal commands through your conversation with Grok, making it possible to test, debug, and deploy code without leaving the chat interface. It's like having a senior developer who never gets impatient with questions and always has time to explain complex concepts. Heavy mode, multi-agent power. Now we're getting to the crown jewel, heavy mode. This is where Grok 4 transforms from an impressive AI assistant into something that feels like having an entire team of experts working on your problem simultaneously. Here's what's actually happening when you activate heavy mode. Instead of a single AI model processing your query, xAI's system spins up multiple parallel instances, up to 32 separate AI models, all working on your prompt independently. Think of it like assembling a diverse expert panel where each member approaches the problem from their own perspective. Then they collaborate to find the most accurate, comprehensive solution. This parallel processing is made possible by xAI's 200,000 GPU supercomputer, which provides the computational horsepower to run this multi-agent architecture. When you submit a heavy mode query, you'll actually see the interface update with progress indicators for Agent 1, Agent 2, Agent 3, and so on. Each agent might spend several minutes analyzing different aspects of your problem. But here's what makes this really powerful. After all agents complete their analysis, Grok uses a sophisticated consensus mechanism to identify the most consistent, reliable answer. If multiple independent agents converge on the same solution, that gives you extraordinary confidence in the accuracy of the result. The performance improvements are dramatic. xAI reports that heavy mode sets a new standard for performance on academic benchmarks. And in my testing, I've seen it solve complex mathematical proofs and intricate coding challenges that would stump single AI models. When you're dealing with problems where accuracy is absolutely critical, legal analysis, complex financial modeling, or safety-critical engineering decisions, heavy mode provides a level of reliability that's difficult to achieve any other way. Of course, this power comes with trade-offs. Heavy mode responses take significantly longer, sometimes several minutes for complex queries. It also consumes more of your usage quota and costs substantially more per query. At $300 per month, you need to use heavy mode strategically, reserving it for your most challenging, high-stakes problems. Here's how I decide when to use heavy mode. If getting the wrong answer would be costly, time-consuming to correct, or potentially dangerous, I activate heavy mode. For routine questions or creative tasks, standard mode works perfectly well. But when I need that extra layer of verification and thoroughness, heavy mode delivers results that justify the premium cost. Best practices and real-world examples. After extensive testing across both pricing tiers, I've developed strategies that maximize Grok 4's effectiveness, while avoiding common pitfalls that waste time and money. First, master the art of precise prompting. Grok's real-time search capabilities mean that vague questions produce scattered results, while specific queries generate focused, actionable insights. Instead of asking, "Tell me about artificial intelligence trends," try, "Search for venture capital investments in AI startups during Q4 2024, focusing on enterprise applications." The specificity helps Grok target its research more effectively. Think mode becomes your secret weapon for complex analysis, but use it strategically. I enable think mode whenever I'm working through multi-step problems, planning projects with multiple variables, or analyzing situations where accuracy matters more than speed. The extra processing time consistently produces more thorough, well-reasoned responses that save me from costly mistakes later. Voice and vision mode excel in scenarios where traditional text interaction feels clunky. I use voice mode during commutes, while exercising, or when my hands are occupied with other tasks. The vision component shines for technical troubleshooting. I can show Grok error messages, diagrams, or physical objects and get immediate context-aware assistance. For coding work, Grok becomes an invaluable pair programming partner. Instead of just asking for code solutions, I provide context about my project architecture, performance requirements, and constraints. This helps Grok suggest solutions that fit naturally into my existing codebase rather than generic snippets that require extensive modification. The massive context window enables sophisticated document analysis workflows. I regularly load entire business reports, research papers, or project documentation into Grok and ask it to identify patterns, inconsistencies, or optimization opportunities across the entire corpus. This kind of comprehensive analysis would take hours manually, but happens in minutes with Grok. Heavy mode requires careful consideration of cost versus benefit. I reserve it for critical decisions, complex technical challenges, or situations where multiple expert perspectives would be valuable. For example, when evaluating strategic business decisions or reviewing safety-critical system designs, the multi-agent analysis provides confidence that justifies the premium cost. One workflow I've found particularly powerful. Start with standard mode for initial research and brainstorming. Use think mode for detailed analysis and planning. Then activate heavy mode for final validation of critical decisions. This staged approach maximizes accuracy while managing costs effectively. Remember that Grok's training includes X data, which means responses can reflect social media biases or controversial perspectives. I always verify important information through additional sources and use Grok's search capabilities to cross-reference claims with authoritative sources. Conclusion. We've covered every major capability in Grok 4's arsenal, from the real-time DeepSearch that keeps you current with breaking developments, to the massive context window that handles entire documents without losing track of details. We explored Think Mode's deliberate reasoning process, experienced the natural conversation flow of Voice and Vision Mode, and demystified Heavy Mode's multi-agent architecture that brings unprecedented accuracy to complex problems. The key insight from extensive testing is this: Grok 4 isn't trying to be everything to everyone. Instead, it excels in specific scenarios where real-time information, extensive context, or multi-perspective analysis provides genuine value. For research-intensive work, complex problem-solving, or situations requiring current information, Grok 4 delivers capabilities that are difficult to find elsewhere. The pricing structure reflects this specialization. The $30 Super Grok plan provides exceptional value for individuals and small teams who need reliable AI assistance with current information access. The $300 Heavy Mode plan targets professionals and organizations where accuracy and thorough analysis justify premium costs. Success with Grok 4 comes down to matching the right features to your specific needs. Use DeepSearch for research, Think Mode for analysis, Voice Mode for convenience, and Heavy Mode for critical decisions. Be specific in your prompts. Leverage the extended context for comprehensive document work. And remember that Grok's strength lies in combining multiple capabilities within single workflows. As AI assistants continue evolving, Grok 4 represents a significant step toward more capable, context-aware systems that integrate naturally into professional workflows. Whether you choose the standard or heavy mode plan, understanding these features and best practices will help you extract maximum value from your investment. The AI landscape moves quickly, but Grok 4's combination of real-time access, extensive context, and multimodal interaction provides a solid foundation for tackling complex challenges. Give these strategies a try, experiment with different approaches, and discover how Grok 4's unique capabilities can accelerate your most important work